everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys had a great week. I am still filming on my cell phone. I noticed that the volume is a lot lower than it is on my Canon. The battery charger is supposed to arrive today, and the actual battery is not supposed to arrive, I think, for another week. We'll see if it was the battery charger or the battery that was having the problem. But either way, we're just kind of limping along. I'm going to try to talk more close to the camera so that you guys can hear me better, but sometimes I'll be looking down and writing. So there is quite a bit of volume difference. I apologize for that. But anyways, that is just a random aside, what's been going on with my technical difficulty situation. But there's been a lot of spending this last week, you guys. And so that's what we're doing in today's video. We're going to be doing our week 3 check-in for paycheck number 2 for the month of October. I'm going to get you guys switched over to my transaction log and my variable expenses weekly check-in sheet, and we will start working our way through all of the expenses. All right, everybody, here we are at the transaction log over here on the right, and this is where I track all of my fixed, variable, sinking fund, income, everything gets tracked on this one transaction log, and then I just use a color coding system here. So yellow is all variable expenses, pink is bills or fixed expenses, blue is anything from sinking funds, a transaction from a sinking fund category, and then over here is some green. This is income, and that's how I differentiate between all the different categories, simplify it for myself instead of having to reference the categories, which can get a bit busy. So today, what we are going to be doing is, just grab my blue pen. We are looking at transactions for paycheck number 2. The dates of the transactions that we're looking at are from October 22nd to October 28th. And this is for week 3. We're going to be looking at groceries. And as always, I come down over here, find the last grocery purchase that I made. In this remaining column, I can see I have $148.17 remaining from the $400 that I budget for groceries. So how that looks when I go to calculate it, again, because I'm filming on my cell phone, I'm using my kids' Kindle to do these calculations. So when I'm doing my calculations, I say 400 for what I budget, and then I minus that 148.17, and that tells me that I spent $251.83 on groceries this week. So I'm going to go ahead and just write that here under spent, $251.83, and then the remaining that I have moving into week 4 is $148.17 for groceries. Now, I have had questions about how often I fill out my transaction log. I do it twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday, because I film my videos on a Wednesday. So on Tuesday night, I come and make sure all the transactions are in. And then on Friday is just kind of my midweek check-in so that it's not so overwhelming when I come to sit down on Tuesday to fill it out. And that just makes it easier to do these rolling remaining numbers. I can just kind of carry them forward, and then on Tuesday night when I go to calculate the actual total number, I'm not having to add up multiple transactions. I have already added these up in advance just for the sake of saving time. So for eating out and entertainment, what we had spent was $21.24. We rented a movie from Amazon Prime. It was Race to Witch Mountain. The week prior, we had rented the Journey to, it was like Atlantis or something like that. It has The Rock in it, and really, we love any movie with The Rock in it. He's just so entertaining to watch. But my kids loved it, so we rented that for $3.99 from Amazon Prime, and then we also got a pizza. And we budget $100 for eating out entertainment, so we still have 76 remaining. Does anybody have a specific number they struggle with writing? For me, it is 8s. My 8s always look super wonky. Just throwing that out there. I struggle with them every time. But anyways, okay, household and pets. So this is where we dropped a lot of money. There was a lot of, so for pets, we buy the mature dog food from Costco. It's $29. We have large dogs, so it's we buy 2 bags at a time. So that was like $60 right there, dropped on just dog food. And then we also had to get some more masks. That's what my husband had bought here, was more masks. And trying to remember, we got a blanket for our couch for us to snuggle on. And then I think that was most of it. That was a huge chunk of our household expenses. Some of these other ones, trying to remember what these ones were. Oh, there was some more pets. We got some like pet food. I got a brush for one of our dogs. Just random things that come up for your house and for your pets, and it seemed to be a lot this week. It wasn't anything extravagant, it was just maintenance stuff. Next, for gas, this was pretty standard. We spent $81.63, and I budget $150, so we have $68.37 moving into week 4. My husband, he had spent a lot this week, but we had cash flowed a lot of things this week instead of pulling them from sinking funds. So that's where you guys will see a lot of larger expenses. But my husband over here at Amazon, this $53.02, that was for a pair of, let me make sure you guys can see that. Oh, no, you can't. Right here, this $53.02. My husband had purchased some work pants, and we do have a clothes for adults sinking fund, but it's pretty sparse. I honestly am going to have to look into maybe allocating more money to be deposited into that account, or just considering cash flowing our clothes, because we buy clothes so intermittently and not very often. It just seems to be the last few months that we've kind of been replenishing our wardrobe. So I just cash flowed that from his spending account. So that was a big chunk of it. And I budget $40 for us for 2 weeks. And then for me, I had spent quite a bit as well. This was also on clothes. For those of you who watch my who have watched in the past, I'm just uploading them on Instagram now, but my time block videos, I go to the gym at least 4 days a week. So I wear workout clothes a lot and need like 4 workout outfits, because I usually only do laundry, at least my laundry, once or twice a week. And a lot of my workout clothes were just so ragged. So I just nothing fancy, just some shirts from Walmart was all. And so that was my expense. Then my oldest, he has spent nothing. He has 20 left still. My daughter, she had spent $9.98. So she still has $10.02 remaining. My youngest had spent nothing, so he still has $20. Oh, unbudgeted, you guys. This is where it gets crazy. Okay, so this $154.82 unbudgeted from Amazon. We have an above ground pool that we had purchased during Corona summer. Kids were at home. It's very hot where we live, and we're eventually interested in getting an in-ground pool, but that is like years down the road. So for now, we bought a nice above-ground pool. We ended up breaking it down this year, which we're not going to do in future years. We're going to figure out how to winterize it. But this year we did break it down, and we bought this outdoor storage container from Amazon that was $150. And we have a shed. We're going to store it in the shed, but we wanted to make sure that, it was an expensive pool, so to spend some money to make sure that it is properly maintained. So that's where that came from. I am having these technical difficulties. I had to buy a new battery charger and a battery for my Canon EOS 7D camera. So that was where this batteries, I had purchased the battery and the charger, and it came to $126.66, and that was another unbudgeted. I also went to the eye doctor, and my deductible was, or my copay was $75. So I do have a flexible spending account for medical and for dependent care. My company that I work for recently changed who they go to for our flexible spending accounts. The old one, I used to have a debit card that I could just take with me. I could swipe it and it would pull in real time from that account. This one, I have to use an app. I haven't used it yet for reimbursements. I'm not sure how long the lag is, but you guys will see that reimbursement come through under my extra income when I do my weekly check-ins. So that is this eye doctor right here, my $75. I also have 2 dentist bills, one for me, one for my kids, that I'm going to submit. And then today, going to the eye doctor to buy my glasses and contacts, that will also be submitted. So yeah, that is unbudgeted. The grand total comes to $356.48. Ouch. It was a lot. Okay, so total spent this week, $1,070.02. We are already over budget by $155.02. Okay, that is what week 3 is looking like for us. Lots of expenses. That's what happened this week. I'm going to get you guys switched over to my paycheck budget sheet, and we'll start working our way through the sinking funds, bills, and income. All right, here we are at my paycheck budget sheet. This is where I track everything: income, expenses, sinking fund transactions, debt. It all gets tracked on this one sheet. And all the sheets you guys see me use in my videos are available on my Etsy shop. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to go check them out and see if they are something that would work well for you. So we did have our 2 paychecks that came in as expected. Income 1 and income 2. And I do always underestimate on my expected what those are going to be. So for income number 1, it came in at $2,887.28. Income number 2 was $1,099.21. And then we were not expecting income 3. We were able to figure out our actual rollover last week. This is paycheck number 1. Everything from paycheck 1 gets rolled over into paycheck 2. You can see this $27.26.13 for expected came from this expected amount, but now we can put in the actual of $2,741.87 was what we actually rolled over. So write that. Now I'm going to add this all together. Get into this. Okay. So we have the 2887, 28 plus $10.99.21 plus 274187. Okay. So our actual income for paycheck 2 is $6,728.36. All right. And oh shoot, you know what? I was not supposed to add that. So, because if this is just week number 3, or week 3 check-in, I'm going to have some extra that comes in. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to write these little slash marks. So if we do have extra that comes in next week, I'll just update it over here. Okay, we'll just roll with it. It is in the morning, you guys, and I'm only on my second cup of coffee. So, okay, next is over here on our fixed expenses, and these are my pink boxes. And we did have sinking funds, made that transfer. That was the usual $935. Okay. Check that off. And then savings number 1 was allocated its usual $50. Next is insurance. That has been coming in under budget, but I don't mind, let's see, where is it on here? I don't mind overestimating that. It just gives me this nice little cushion in my budget to overestimate my expenses as well. And it's kind of a pleasant surprise, especially when we have a week of spending like we did this week. Alexa came out as expected. Okay. I think that was it for our bills so far this week. Let's see. Now, we're not going to add up our variable expenses yet. That will be next week, or doing anything with this income or our this cash flow equation. But I did have quite a few sinking fund purchases. So I'm going to go ahead and plug those in over here and then let you know how much they were and what we spent from sinking fund categories. Okay, so I have all of the categories right here that we had purchased from during this week. These are just a small glimpse of my different sinking fund categories that I have. I just closed out my October sinking funds last week, so I'll leave that video in the in an information card and then also in the description box below if you want to check that out. So for week 3 from holiday, what we had spent, and this is again more Halloween stuff, $16.96. For Christmas, I did a lot of shopping on Amazon Prime Day and got a lot of Christmas shopping done. I just had to wait for all of the charges to clear, because that's how Amazon does it, is they don't really charge until it's shipped. So I just kind of waited for those to trickle in, and there was a few that the calculations didn't match the receipt for 3 of the items. They charged me more. So I actually need to call them. I'm going to be doing that today to discuss the charges. And so overall, what we had spent, let's see, for Christmas is $380.87, and then tags. My husband got the car smogged. He's buying the tags today. So that was $20 to have it smogged. And then this emergency prep. This is not a category that I've had in sinking funds before, but we figured we should, just to kind of be diligent and prepared, is to stock up. We have a pantry storage in our garage, so we have room that we can kind of put non-perishable items as far as food. And then I'm also going to be putting together an emergency like trauma kit. And then we got some more flashlights and batteries. And we're just kind of stocking up on that sort of stuff. It's nothing major, but just enough to make us feel a little more comfortable. And I'm pulling money from that for that expense from my vacation sinking fund, because that's getting built up plenty. And I don't really know what's going to be happening in 2021. And the vacation that we're planning on possibly taking, a lot of the expenses can actually come from our variable expenses that I would budget for the week anyways. So I feel comfortable pulling from that category. And I'm budgeting myself $500 total to get this emergency prep built up. But at Costco this week, I had spent $113.91 so far from the $500 I budgeted. It may be less than the $500, and that's fine. That's just kind of the number I'm giving myself. So that was it for sinking funds. Then down here, we have our debt table. These are all of the debts that we are left with. So far, we have paid off 3. We're working on student loan number 2 and using the HELOC with a velocity banking strategy to chunk away at student loan 2. And we are down to $57,781.01 in debt. We started with $102,000 in February, so I'm so happy to see this number. But there's a lot of bills that are going to be clearing this paycheck, so I'll just come and update the ending balance as they come through. But that is it, you guys. That is going to wrap up this weekly check-in. It was a lot. It was kind of stressful preparing for it, just seeing all of the money that was spent, but it was kind of like this series of events that had happened, and I do feel good about what we had purchased, the items that we did make purchases on. They didn't feel frivolous or anything. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the contents of this channel, please subscribe. And I'm going to be tomorrow uploading my Paycheck 1 budget forecast for the month of November. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.